What's going on, everyone? This is Devin, and we're back with another sports talk. Just getting me tonight. Apparently, the guys can't make it in, so you're gonna hear a conversation about sports with just myself and kind of what's going on around the world in sports. It's I'll probably try to create some bug in here, or try to create some little pictures and stuff to throw in the video, so that way you're not just staring at me the whole time and stuff like that. Um, we'll jump in with NFL first. That's where we normally always start. So, kind of a couple things that's gone on is Brady just came out and I guess there was just still the whole oh was there issues between him and Aaron's? Is that why Aaron's retired after Brady came back and all that good stuff? So, Brady kind of said no, that's not. I mean, he did say he did try to talk to Dolphins about going there, but he didn't really have issues. He said it was all the stuff that happened with him was just, it's easy when you're 25, he says, to know that you're just going to continue to play football, but when you're in your 40s, it's not so easy. So, but that's kind of what he was saying. It wasn't anything to do with the coaching, and he didn't really have any major squabble with the coach. So, that was kind of one thing that kind of came out. Mac Jones, is he the real deal in leading the Patriots this year? A lot of people have doubts. They kind of felt like, they were running this offense last year around him and, trying to make it as easy as possible, not let him throw a bunch. And, heck, they beat the Bills with, one or two passes or something is all he threw, I think, in that game. And so, it's like, okay, can he make that step this year going into the season? They say that, reports are coming in that he's doing a lot. He's trying to take control of this offseason coming into year two, and he really wants to step up this year. So it'll be interesting to see how they do. One of Lions draft picks, since we're Michigan here, Lions don't expect Williams to be ready for camp. That kind of sucks, but actually at the same time, I would rather have, with his speed and stuff, him be 100% before coming out and then re-injuring it or something. So I'm kind of happy that, that they're being smart about him, and you get to try to get him fully healthy before coming back, heck, versus just making him come to camp and learn everything first year and stuff like that. So I think it's a good thing in the long run. I'm excited to see how he does. I'll definitely need to be ordering one of his jerseys to put up in here in the studio. So what else do we got going? Cup says deals show players can trust Rams. That must be from Cooper Cup. Let's see. I'll see if I can play it. That should probably be an ad. See if there's an ad. Hang on. Yep, give it a minute. There's an ad, and then we'll see what Cooper Cup said. Getting this from ESPN, so hopefully I don't get flagged when I put this up for what he says, but I don't know. I think I could see Rams being another big deal this year.
So thankful for our organization and the people that and the coaching staff up to the front office. And like I've touched on, this is an organization that I want to be a part of for a long time. So to have those people, the people I have a lot of respect for, be able to show me that that they want me to be here and that this was a priority for them. I'm incredibly grateful for that, and I don't take that lightly.
So Cooper Cup, he's the highest paid receiver in the NFL on Wednesday. That was coming after they reworked Aaron Donald's contract on Monday. I had to be able to kind of work that in. So, I don't know. I see big things still from the Rams. I think they have potential to be strong again. It'll be interesting to see how they do. Watson, I doubt to see him play. And that's really all I got for NFL that are big things. Oh, Peyton Manning, the one other thing was kind of not really player related in specific. I can't talk. But Broncos, with the new owners that are buying them, are wanting Peyton Manning to kind of be in like ownership. Not really ownership. It's like what? They want him to have ownership stake, but an advisory role on like how to make the team, good again, basically, since he left, it has been that great. So it'll be interesting to see if he, agrees to that. You know, it was the Walton Penner, I think is how you say, family ownership group that is buying it for $4.65 billion. So it'll be interesting to see if, you know, Peyton does take that role. Well, and, you know, by the sounds of it, it's not really like a salary position or anything like that. It's just basically, hey, we're gonna give you some ownership, and you come be an advisor to help us get this team going back in the right direction. So, be interesting to see if he accepts something like that. I know, like, him and his brother was doing the little Friday or Monday nights watching. So, see if he can kind of do multiple things, or does he step back? So, that'll be interesting to see what all happens with that. And we'll jump over. That's all I got for football. So, that's baseball talk. We'll jump to, since I just hit that button. MLB, hey, Yankees are still dominating, I think, for the most part. I mean, there's a few teams that are up there. Their Tigers, they're still struggling. I mean, they're second to last. I mean, Kansas City Royals, I think, are the only ones behind us. We're getting closer to that 500 mark that a lot of us had talked early in the season with them. So that's kind of where I'm hoping for All-Star break, for them to be at 500. You know, the last 10 games, they are 6-4, so they actually have a winning record for the last two. Last two wins were the last two games. Against Pirates, they had a 3-game losing streak, though, against Yankees, which doesn't surprise me. There's 9 games back total in the conference, or in the division. They're getting killed away. They're split. They're 500 for home games. They're 8-18 for away games. You know, they just still are, you know, the run differential. They're you know, it's not like they're giving up a ton of runs. You know, it's 218, but they're only putting up 158. They got to be like last in, yeah, they're dead last for, you know, runs scored. Or it's only 158, 8 to 218. So considering that, I actually see this record being pretty good for that. So they're at a 60 run differential. I mean, but when you have games like the first game in the series with the Yankees, it was 13-0. So when you give up runs like that, it's kind of like skews this a little bit. But, you know, for where we stand and what our record is, we're doing all right. I mean, pretty much every other team that has a higher one than us is either bottom of their conference. The only one that's even has a bigger one, sitting just a little bit better than us, is the Pittsburgh Pirates. They're at a 79 run differential. But again, I think that gets skewed a little bit too with, you know, how many runs are you giving up, you know, in one single game, where it just skews. Because it seems like Lions will, in a 3-game series, 2 be really close, and then it's a third one that they just get blown out in. So they're not Lions, Tigers. So I guess that's where I can see that run differential come in. Kind of keeping on with the Tigers team. Whitecaps, they moved up a couple spots in the division. I can't remember. I don't have my paper with me that I wrote down on what their actual scores or standings are. I want to say they're like third from the bottom in their division, and they're right close to 500 as well. So I really wish I would have brought my paper home. Yeah, let's see if I can pull them up quick, and we'll take a look. We'll go stats for the team and go standings. So they're sitting at 24 wins, 28 losses. They're 12.5 games behind. Dayton, Cincinnati, I think that is in first. Playing against Great Lakes right now, actually. West Michigan's playing Lansing, which Lansing's the worst team, so hopefully we can get some wins out of this. Right now, we won our last game. We're 5-5 for the last 10. I don't see. I mean, I see us as second place. You know, we need to jump these two, Lake County and Great Lakes, for our Whitecaps. So we'll jump back over to MLB. Yeah, so Yankees, Minnesota Twins, Houston Astros, New York Mets, Brewers, Dodgers, Padres are looking good. Really, most of the West is actually looking, National League West is looking strong. Then let's see what other strong ones. Braves are fairly solid. I mean, even the American League East with the Yankees, they're sitting at a 40-16, so that's .714. Rays are over 500. Blue Jays are over 500. So that's and Boston Red Sox are over 500. So that's a really strong one there. 10.5 games separate everyone, pretty much everyone, except Oilers are kind of out of that. So, but yeah, still, I'd say one of the stronger ones looking at conference altogether is they have from top 3 of the West, National League West, is within 5.5 games. And with baseball, it seems they can flip quickly. So definitely be waiting for kind of that All-Star break. We got NBA Finals, and that's kind of what I'm going to jump to here next. So first off, Draymond Green, you suck. I think you had like 2 effing points yesterday. I have Golden State to win. Steph can't do it on his own, though. Oh, and if you don't get one of your key players like Draymond Green to even show up, he didn't show up in the first game, and he didn't show up in game 3, obviously. He even said it himself. He played like shit. So it's like, dude, you're going to cost them the championship. And I think it was, who was ranting on ESPN? Stephen A. It was saying that, Draymond Green cost Warriors their first championship a couple years ago with taking on too many technicals and getting kicked out for a game. So otherwise they would have probably won it in 5. So I hope I don't know, I'd almost rather him take the risk now, get the technicals, be aggressive, and play versus doing what he's been doing, just not showing up at all. I don't know if that's his theory. He's like, hey, I don't want to be too much otherwise. But I don't know. They've been letting him get away with a lot. He didn't play great last night, but what was I going with that? But at the same time, it's like, you got to do something. So here, I'll see if I can play this rant from Stephen A. Probably gonna be a commercial on this too. So, but yeah, he goes into Draymond Green pretty good on this. So it'll be interesting to see what happens in the next few. They play again tomorrow at Boston. They really need to come out of this tied 2-2, go back to Warriors and try to get it locked up. Because I don't like if it's going. If Boston pulls this win off, I don't like Golden State's chances. I think it swings heavily into.
What the hell was that, Draymond?
There it is.
We got to stop this nonsense right now. This is a motivational speech. This is not criticizing LeBron. This is not criticizing Draymond Green. This is motivation, my brother. 2 points. 2 damn points. All of that talking, 2 points. I got no problems with your podcast, my brother. I support it. Okay? I love listening to you. I hope you keep doing it. But guess what? That ain't the priority right now. 2 damn points against the Boston Celtics. That's 2 games, Dre.
So he just goes into it about, kind of some of the stats I was saying. And then, yeah, so last game he had 2 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. They lost 116 to 100. So it'll be interesting to see how these next game, really, like I said, I don't see Warriors winning 3 in a row. So if they lose this next one, I take Celtics all the way in this. But I'm still pulling for Warriors, and also that's where my money's at. So hopefully they can do something. hopefully Steph can keep playing pretty good like he's been. I mean, I've been impressed with how he's played, but also I'm a Steph fan, so I may be biased on that aspect. But I just think he's so strong. He's like basically on another level in this postseason. So, I mean, he's taken a couple games where it felt like he can't take off. I know there was another thing about when they were over there today. I think they had some refs measure the hoops, and those were a couple inches off, so they had to get those adjusted. But that was kind of, I think, before the game or right when the game was getting ready to start. So there's kind of that aspect, but I didn't really think too much of it. I know it came as an alert on my phone from ESPN, so I mean, yes, it probably, if you're warmed up on those hoops and stuff like that, it might throw you off a little bit to start the game, but I think right around halftime it was pretty much even between the two teams. If I remember the score, I think it was like 88-86 or 88-84 or something like that. So it was a close game, and I just think Warriors would have won if Draymond would have showed up. So hopefully that he gets that back in the game. It's kind of, Warriors always seem to take 1 or 2 games off in a series, so hopefully these are the only 2 games, and now they can play the rest of the time and play strong. Because, like I said, I have my money on them. I want them to win, and I need to bring home the bacon. So that's kind of what I got for this. I haven't really followed the projections for the draft and stuff like that. I know they've been doing a bunch of comments on that stuff. I think there's been not a ton of moves, but a little bit they've been talking. So I'll kind of wait on that. Kind of wait till the other boys hopefully get back in the studio and we can talk it all through. And so we'll switch over to hockey. So kind of been watching, and I watched Avalanche just completely destroy the Oilers, which everyone else in the studio has always said Avalanche is going to win it all. And I said they are strong. My teams I thought from the East that were going to make it did not make it. Tampa Bay is trying to pull the upset against the Rangers. The series is 2-2. I think Rangers got off to a hot start. Rangers goalie has been on fire this postseason, and he's like one of the best, I would say one of the best goalies in playing right now in the NHL, in this postseason. And so I think it's been slowing down a little bit. I know ESPN, they kind of, one of their commentators scored both Tampa's and Rangers goalies about the same. Trying to think of the player's name. Nikita for Lightning. I think even Steven Stamkos had made the comment of like when he's on and he's playing good, and they're good. So that's kind of the key, is watching how he's playing. Also, Adam Fox for Rangers, when he's off, that's a big struggle. That hurts the team really bad. Let's see, this little article. Rangers defenseman had his most pedestrian performance, I think is how that word is, of the playoff in Game 4. He was -3 on score sheet. He didn't register a shot attempt in 23-44 on ice time. So he struggled. I think that, when you have your defense that starts to struggle, that puts a big strain on your goalie. So I think kind of watch that, if both of these teams are too good, that if your defense or goalie is struggling, like just one of those two things, it's not going to go good. You need everyone firing on all cylinders at this point, skating good and playing good defense and stuff. So I think personally, man, originally when I looked at this, I would have said Rangers. Now watching what Lightning has been playing, I kind of lean towards Lightning. So I really don't know. I think both of the teams are fairly good. I've been impressed with Tampa making it this far. I did not see them. I mean, they were kind of getting hot towards the end of the season, but just overall the whole season, they weren't. But it's just one of those teams that just know how to play this postseason. So I'd be really surprised if they don't make it to the finals. I think either one, though, I'm finally switching. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me because the East is always hard, but I think Avs are taking it. Avalanche is going to take it all. So I finally am going with the boys on this one and switching over. So that's kind of my opinions. I say we have Game 5 tonight at 8. So I think it's 7 o'clock right now that I have. So we'll probably be turning that on here soon and watching that, seeing what highlights and stuff we got. Last thing we got on the dock list, even though it's already started, is golf. So this weekend is the RBC Canadian Open, I think it is. And Caleb and I have put our picks in already. We were supposed to do a record yesterday, but I ended up getting in late, so didn't get it recorded, but did post this morning our picks before kind of it got started or as it was getting started. And so my winner this week is Scotty Scheffler. He's back, so we're going to see if he can continue doing what he's been doing all year. He's been so strong that it'll be hard for him not to be a strong contender. But let me see why I'm pulling this up. So my top 5 guy is Sam Burns. And there was few people high on him as a potential favorite. Most of my guys actually that I picked this week were favored to win, and I guess maybe that's why I don't get as high of odds. Like my top 10 was Matt Fitzpatrick, and there's like 3 people that I seen was taking him to win. So I'm kind of surprised by that. Now he did finish fairly well today. He's in second place. Matt Fitzpatrick is. Scheffler finished 1 under. That's tied for 26. So I also have Sam Burns, like I said, for top 5, and he's sitting at tied for 10th at -3, so not terrible. I have Chris Kirk for a top 20, and he's tied for 26th. And then Brandon Todd, top 20 as well, and we'll see where he's at. All the other 4 marked, but I did not mark Todd. He's tied for 26 as well. So, I know there's some big controversy going on in the golf world. There's like 13 players that are potentially kicked out of like the PGA. I mean, there still has a chance at some of the major tournaments that are not hosted by like the PGA. I mean, it's kind of hosted by the PGA, but not. It's kind of course discretion on whether they get to play. So, there's kind of that big talk and stuff going on with this Saudi Arabia league, and it's basically just these golfers are wanting to make money. And like Ricky Fowler, who's considering it, I don't blame him. He's not. I mean, his best shot to do something fairly decent was I felt last weekend, and there's so many people high on him, and he didn't do anything. So I'm kind of like at this point, take the money if you can. I mean, and if you don't care about the what people are going to think about you going to that type of league, and if you're just not worried about like your PGA legacy and stuff like that, I would go. So it's just hard to turn down that much money. I mean, when you're talking, you'd have to win basically half of the tournaments for like 5 years in a row to even compete with what they're just paying you just to kind of show up for the year. So, and a multiple year deal, but it's just kind of like a no-brainer if you don't care about the prestige of what the PGA is. So now we'll jump into Caleb's picks quick. His were Scotty Scheffler to win like me. He had top 5. He has Brendan Todd, which, like we said, he's 26. He had Cameron Smith for top 5. And then top 10 was Tony Finau and Cameron Champ. So let's go back to the leaderboard and see if I can find some of these guys for him. Cameron Smith. Finau's tied for 5th, so that's looking good for his top 10 opportunity. I mean, there's still a lot of golf to go, but so looking for Smith or Champ. Problem is, it always seems like we have like 1 or 2 guys that end up not making the cut by the weekend. That might be these 2, Smith and Camp. Champ is 109, so he's not looking very good. Wonder if I missed Smith, unless he played really bad. Let's go back up. Impressive to see McElroy all the way up to top 5 right now. I can't find Smith right now, so yep. I think next weekend is the next major, so we'll probably definitely do a separate show for that. We kind of majors are a little bit more important, at least for most golfers and most people. It's just kind of fun. I like have fun putting money down and watching how it goes. Most of these, he's like Caleb's Brendan Todd for top 5 is plus 1,400. So if you had $10, that wins you 140. So it's kind of like one of those lottery ticket type things to kind of do that's fun. And if you enjoy buying lottery tickets, or if you just enjoy golf and want to make it a little bit more interesting and sweat out some players, there's definitely look at that. That's all I got for golf talk. So that's this is probably gonna be a shorter episode. I'm try to get about a half hour in on these at most, or at least. It's just harder when it's just me talking about myself. I kind of gotta try to go make a back and forth conversation on myself. So looking for sponsors to come on board to help us out, do a little bit more, have a little bit more equipment, just get the studio set up a little bit nicer. So if you know of anyone that'd be interested, hit us up, amateurlife2.0@gmail.com, or just Devin Cavendish, or message us on Facebook, Amateur Life page. It's just kind of our main page. It's kind of the main marketing, the marketing company that basically hosts us. That's the Sports Talk podcast. So I'm going to be trying some other different little podcasts and stuff to hopefully get more listeners, more followers, hopefully for the sports. So if you have suggestions, drop it in the comments on YouTube. Hit us up on Facebook or Instagram if you have some more ideas of what you want us to talk about. If you have people that, would be interesting to listen to on like interviews and stuff like that, let us know. We're always looking for different options, things like that. So be more than happy to reach out to people and see if they're wanting to do interviews and stuff. So be willing to chat with them. I got the ability, we can call them up. They don't have to come in studio. So that's kind of nice. So other than that, I guess peace out till next time.